everybody, it's Connie again with the Artisan Company. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing another piece that I was inspired by when I went to do Echota and came back and did the spiny oyster piece. Well, I've got another piece that's coming now that has to do with the mighty cedar tree. So let's go get started. Alrighty, we're getting ready to start on this project and I'm so excited. As most of you know by now that are watching, I just got back from New Echota, Georgia, which is the original Cherokee capital for the Cherokee Nation. And that's what inspired the spiny oyster piece that I did, just because of the power that it carried. But anyway, as I was walking the grounds, I noticed all the cedars that were growing, and I know the cedar is very important to the Cherokee people, and they say the cedar tree carries the blood of the Creator. So when you see the sap running out of the cedar tree, it's red. It's almost blood red. So that's how they see the cedar. That is the blood of the Creator, which I think that is just such a beautiful, beautiful picture. And this necklace is inspired from that. What I'm using today, excuse me, is I am using green aventurine stone, carnelian, and amber. So I'm just so excited. I saw this in my head when I was down there, and I knew I had the stones. So this is green aventurine stone. These are 10 millimeter. These are about a 7. They're a beautiful, beautiful shade of green, and I just absolutely love these. So we're going to be using these. I'm using amber chips, kind of a fairly large chip of amber, and I think it brings out the carnelian, the red in the carnelian. So we're using that, and they're fairly large chips. So these are crow beads. They're a 7 millimeter crow bead versus the larger one that I use in a lot of the chokers. But this is a 7 millimeter. It's kind of a currant or blood red color. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful glass bead. We will be using some of these. These are 8.0 seed beads, and you can see they're about almost identical in color to the crow bead. Unbelievable. I could not have made this up if I wanted to. You can get these crow beads as well as the seed beads at Fire Mountain, or you can also get them online. Just type in 8 millimeter red or currant colored crow beads or seed beads. Amber you can also get online, and you can get at Fire Mountain. You can also get the Aventurine there too. Okay, the next thing we're going to use is some of these. These are copper, and they're a 7 millimeter bead cap. This is a bronze flower bead cap, and it's a 6 millimeter. Then we got these silver itty bitty 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 3 millimeter bead caps. And then I have some of these, have silver and copper, but I'm going to be using the silver. But they're a cone bead cap, and I always keep cone bead caps for larger hole beads because they are, you can see they look like a little volcano in shape. That's the best way I can think to describe them. They look like a little volcano in shape. And so when you're using larger hole beads with smaller hole beads, not only does this provide some light within your creation, it also helps to hold the larger hole beads in place, because we're going to reverse the bead cap and fit it into the hole. When we get there, I'll make sure I explain that. Okay, this necklace is going to be about 16, 17 inch long. I haven't picked out a clasp yet because I just can't decide. So when we get there, we'll pick that out. But you know, you got to have one. So anyway, I've already cut my beading wire and I'm using a medium AccuFlex medium 49 strand. It's the softest drape that you can get. So that's what I'm using. Alrighty, let me get my head wrapped around this and we'll get started. I forgot to show you my cup though before we get started on the, let me turn this, I got coffee in it, hope you can see it. It's my new Echota cup. I'm so excited about it. It has the Cherokee syllabary on it, which is the Cherokee language. Is that not the coolest thing ever? I love these. I got it there at the opening of the facility there. And I am so excited about it. So I'm having my coffee out of this today. Okay, now we'll get started. Let me put a clamp on this so I don't lose my beads. And I'm going to start because I have a pattern going here, but it's not anything that I can't just start from end and go to end. But I'll tell you why I'm doing what I'm doing. And the reason why I'm doing this is because my goal as a YouTube jewelry person my goal is to get you guys to think outside of a box. And like I said before, the boxes are beautiful and they work and they're fantastic and all of that. And I like the boxes. I do love the boxes. And I do boxes sometimes. But when I'm really, really wanting to make something that makes a statement, or that I want it to just be something special and unique, I have to start thinking outside of the box. And that's what I want you guys to do. Placement of things is critical, critical, critical. Light within the necklace, critical. The bead sizing and the color palette it's all critical. So what I'm doing is I'm going to explain to you why I picked what I picked. Okay, so the carnelian is the green aventurine is the main color. Then the secondary color is the carnelian stone and the amber. They're the two things that stick out the most. Because I wanted to make the aventurine stone a little more green in color, darker green to match these darker green ones, I decided to flank those stones with a bronze colored bead cap. It's not so much for light, but I want it to darken the stone. And so that's why I picked that. I have got a little tiny, this little 8.0 current colored or blood red colored seed bead is going to go in between these right here for color and to make the carnelian look wider. Then the amber here is to pull in the carnelian color, but it's also to kind of spread a common color palette out. Since I don't have a whole lot of these little discs right here of carnelian, there's just not that many of them. So the amber kind of helps to pseudo color, carry that color around without using the exact color. And I do that a lot. The red crow beads are to bring in the carnelian even further out and to tie it all together, as well as these little tiny red seed beads. The silver here, I'm going to stack my bead caps because I do want light within the amber. I mean the aventurine. So what I'm doing is I'm going to take each piece of the large aventurine, most of them anyway, and I'm going to flank it first with the bronze, and then I'm going to put the silver on top of that. That way it'll give it a little tiny slivers of light all the way through, but not be in your face. That's the that's the purpose. The little silver ones coming here, I'm going to put them on the top of the bead so the color and light will cascade down to the center rather than taking your eye up. If I put it on the bottom of the bead, it's going to take your eye up. On the top of the bead makes your eye cascade down. So that's the reason why they are in the position they're in. Let's get started. Okay, so I have got my pattern done here. And I'll have to tell you guys, I have to redo it 4 times. Oh my gosh, something this simple. Sometimes that just happens. So be patient with yourself. Anyway, I got the first section done. I've got the copper bead cap on, and now we're going to start this middle section right here. So it would be a large aventurine. And it is a bronze cap. The little silver one on top of it. Oh, wow, beautiful. The piece of amber. Can't see the hole. There it is. And then we're going to take the next little tiny bead cap, the larger bead cap, the bronze one. We're going to put that one there. The next large piece of aventurine. Okay, now here is where I was telling you about the large hole and the cone cap. You pull these two out. Okay, so the hole in this is pretty large. You can see that right there. That's a pretty large hole. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cone cap, and the top of the volcano goes down into that hole. The top of the cap that looks like a volcano goes down into the hole like that. Then you will string it. So you want this to be almost flat right there. So it'll help keep that bead from moving around. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to put the cap on. Let me get my hands in the screen. Whoops, I put it on backwards. It's got to fit into the hole, so it goes this way instead. Then this. And then this one goes on backwards, almost. You're going to reverse them. Okay, so it will look like that. And when it's pushed up against a bead, it's going to be flat. You can see how flat it will be. Okay, I'll push the bead up in there next so you can see it. You'll see what I'm talking about. I got a little fuzz right there on the end. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It looks like that. And you still have light in there, but it's a little bit of a break from the pattern. So the eye is not constantly looking at the same pattern. So it's a double duty thing. All right. I am going to go ahead and string a few more and I'll be back. Okay, I have made the curve down here on the bottom. And we'll look at it here just for a second. Okay. Yes, this is the center right here. Oh my goodness, look at this. How beautiful. I'll pick it up. Maybe it'll be a little easier for you to see. You can see the pattern because the pattern changes. Your eye doesn't get tired of looking. it's just stunning. So you have the red coming down here and your little slivers of light, as I call them, and then you've got your amber coming into it, a little more red, amber. Now you're into the carnelian right here. And then the very focal point here is the amber and the carnelian right in the smack in the middle. And then this pattern right here is going to be repeated up here on the other side. And I cannot wait to get this done because it is going to be so pretty and I'm so excited. I'll be back when I get it done. Well, we're at the end of this video. Let me turn that little microphone over. Okay, yes, we're at the end of this video. We're going to put on the clasp. And what I chose with this one is this beautiful hammered S clasp. I've already done one side just to expedite our time. But yes, I thought this would be a beautiful finish. I used a copper finishing bead right there just to pull all of these coppery colors up to the end. Yes, I'm so excited. Okay, we're going to shake this and let the beads fall where they may. You don't want it so tight that it buckles. You want to make sure that it breathes. And I've done this a million times, but we're going to do it one more time. I do have a video that teaches how to do crimps and all that stuff like that. If you're interested in that, it is on my shop. And you can go and purchase that. It's 5 hours of teaching for 19 bucks. So can't beat that. All right, putting the crimp on. Put your little crimp on. I'm using a tube crimp. Then you put your clasp on. And then you fold that wire back into the crimp like so. Pull it down to the finishing bead. Don't pull it so tight that it can't breathe. You want to make sure the clasp can breathe. Needle air. If you're using a tube crimp, you want to flatten it. And then fold it. All right. Then you're going to take the excess wire and you are going to push it back through your beads as far as you can. It'll come out there just a little bit and you just pull it down like that. And we'll go down a little further. And when you're using bead caps and things like this, they don't always line up directly, so you have to kind of roll them to get them to go through. Oops, I'm going to drop it. With one more. I got a little curve on the end of this beading wire, and it's wanting to go the opposite direction. Of course it is. We're finishing the video. Isn't that the way it goes? It's not wanting to go in there. Let me clip it just a little bit. All right, let's see what happens now. And you know what? If it only goes so far, that's fine. At least push it back through some. There it goes. And that way it won't pop out at the top. You're going to take your flush cutters and cut it right next to that bead. Then you're going to put your lovely crimp cover on. It looks like a little Pac-Man. Put him on there, push him up. And then when you close him very slowly and very gently. Not too fast. And then kind of clamp both sides so it makes a complete closure. Run your finger across it. Make sure you don't have any rough edges sticking out because you don't want to scratch their neck. And we are done. Oh my goodness, guys, look at this. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful necklace. I am stoked about this. This whole inspiration from the cedar tree. I love it, love it, love it. So if this has been helpful for you and got you to think outside the box, please remember to like and subscribe and comment. It helps me to know what to show you in the future and helps my channel as well. So you guys have a blessed rest of your day. I will see you on the next project. Bye.